The E46 M3 sounds a little bit like the European Honda Civic, and I know that's a controversial take, but I don't think I'm wrong. Something about the stock exhausts on the M3, specifically the S54 engine, just sounds weird. It's a very underwhelming, kind of weird noise, and I don't like it, and I don't think anybody likes it. Mostly people will end up changing out their exhausts, and they'll go all sorts of fancy bits and pieces to make it not sound like a European Honda Civic. So I figured I would show you our solution, because we are building Lars's E46 M3 over on the Martini Works main channel, and we wanted to unbox the Valvetronic Sport exhaust that we're going to be putting on this so that you know what to expect if you're looking to pick up the very same thing. Which, by the way, I'm Alex Martini. We're really jumping into everything performance-oriented: wheels, tires, suspension, performance parts. We host it all. So if you are looking for car parts to get your car ready for the season, you can do it at martiniworks.com. So this one specifically is made out of T304 stainless steel. This is not a titanium exhaust. This is stainless steel exhaust. And right out of the gate, packaging, 10 out of 10. If you guys don't know, when you get something, especially with exhaust, it is usually an absolute shit show in terms of how things get delivered. It's just thrown into a box, and a lot of times it's really annoying. So I pay super close attention to how things are packaged. It's usually a good representation on the quality of the exhaust. Now, Valvetronic, they've got one thing that's really special about them that usually makes it stand out from others, and that is the fact that it is valve, meaning that you can press a button, opens up the valves, you essentially get a really nice, exciting, loud as hell noise. And then if you're running through a neighborhood or you just don't want to have that noise, you can actually close the valves, and it's going to give you more of like a stock-ish sound. I really like Valvetronic designs. I've ran this exhaust on multiple setups before, so really enjoyed it, and now we're throwing it back on again. The Valvetronic designs, if you guys are wondering like how does it actually wire up, typically you got to run power to it in some way, shape, or form. I don't know how we're going to do it on the E46, but what I'm hoping we can do is that we can jump it on some sort of fuse box or something like that. I don't like running anything to a battery anymore personally, but that is just my opinion. So this is exactly what it looks like. Let's get into it. So let's get the fitment details out of the way. This is gonna fit a 2001 to 2006 E46 M3. You're gonna get fully mandrel bends across the entire thing, which just is gonna help it flow and sound a little bit better. It's got precision TIG welds for high strength. Really all that means is that they welded it, you know, like they probably should. It also has T304 stainless steel. Already talked about that. It's got the valve. That's really the most important bit. It's 21.7 pounds lighter than the factory exhaust in stainless steel, which is what we have right here. There's a few things I really do like about how Valvetronic Designs does their stuff. I think the quality is really just kind of rock on. We've actually driven a Valvetronic Designs on the M4 that I mentioned, that's Becca's, for probably 30-ish thousand miles, 30-ish 5,000 miles through spring, summer, fall, and even some winter, and it's held up the entire time. Overall, this is supposed to be a pretty simple install. One of the things that I really like about Valvetronic Designs as well, you will have the ability to do a little QR scanning here to help you install it. Shouldn't take too long. I would say the toughest part about this whole thing will actually be setting up the Valvetronic Designs, the valve, getting the power to it, all that sort of good stuff. All right, so what does the valve actually do and how does it work? This is something that I know you're gonna be wondering as you're watching this video, because you might be actually thinking about picking one of these up. It's actually really simple. Valvetronic gives you everything that you need to power this bad boy right up. Essentially, you're gonna have the vacuum line, you're gonna have your power, and you're gonna have an antenna so that you can tell it when you want it opened or closed. So what they give you is something for a cigarette lighter, which you can plug into the front or back of the car. If you don't want to run something with the actual cigarette holder, you can actually splice this. You're gonna have a power and a ground in there. You essentially wired it up. What I like to use personally for stuff like this though is something that's gonna be a very low voltage, something that can actually go into a like a fuse box, something that's like 10 amps, 5 amps, something like that. You can actually get those jump packs, I think they're called, or like jumper fuses for $5 or $8 over on Amazon. Anyway, all you gotta do is plug this into here, which is gonna give you everything you need there. This is the actual controller. It's actually very nice. I play with mine all the time when I'm driving. And then you have your vacuum line right here, your splitter for dual exhaust, and then your little antenna. It's actually not too crazy. So you can pop this off, you have everything that you need. So you plug this in, or you actually just screw this in right here. Then when you're ready, You take your vacuum line, it's gonna suck in right there. I still zip tie things even if they are kind of set up like this, you know, I just like to be safe. And then this is your power, bing, bang, bop. This then coordinates with this, gives you everything that you need through that vacuum line, and you're pretty much good to go. Where do you put it if you do decide to buy one of these exhausts? A lot of times it depends. For myself personally, I would say strap it down, tape it on somewhere. 3M tape works really well on this. Otherwise, what I like to do is anything that you can do to cushion it as well. If you've got a loud, obnoxious car like most of us do, or if you're turning your car into a race car, metal on metal creates a lot of noise and you don't want that. Because this box is metal, it means it will rattle. So 3M tape, something like that's gonna work super well. I usually will find a way to put this in the spare wheel well in some way, shape, or form, just kind of mount it up, and then you're good to go. So with that being said, this is not a scary install. It just seems a little bit different than what people are used to. Overall, what I can say is if you guys are looking for an exhaust, specifically on the European side, Valvetronic has become kind of more and more popular, especially over the last couple of years. Their quality has increased over the years as well. I think their QA has increased over the years as well, which means I think they're becoming a really awesome choice. This one right here is gonna run you right about $1,800, but what I can say is because of the actual valve design, you get the note that you're hoping you're gonna get with an aftermarket exhaust on that S54 platform for the E46 M3, because in all honesty, a lot of exhausts on this platform do not sound good. We're gonna see if it holds up. I think it's gonna hold up because all of our other exhausts from these guys have also held up. So I'm really excited. If you guys are looking to get an exhaust like this, you can pick it up over at martiniworks.com or hit the card over in the corner, which is gonna allow you to take a look at that. I have to actually install this now because Gels isn't in-house. I don't want to. We'll see you later.